Welcome to J Moore Reacts. I'm your host, J Morris, and today we're going to take a look at a video from a young lad named Clizzy stating that China got a racist problem. All right, now it seems like they have a little doll running around there named Natasha doll that has been, stroking a bit controversy online. You feel me? Some people have been, making content with it, putting makeup on it, dazzling it up, putting little accessories on it, which generally is pretty much harmless content, but a lot of times it's a lot of weird individuals doing stuff with it, putting cigarettes in the mouths, throwing it on the ground that they feel like it's sending the wrong, image to the younger individuals that are growing up seeing stuff like this. All right, man. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this video, man. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you never miss one of my uploads, man. Without further ado, let's hop into the video, man. Let's get it.
This doll right here is going to make Chinese people more racist against Africans than they already are. Let me explain.
There are rules and regulations that's on the box to tell you what to do, what not to do, what may cause harm, what may cause death, all that stuff on a lot of these toys, you feel me? But some people totally avoid all of that and go straight for the kill and just start doing as much as they can to, push the limitations of the toy, you feel me? So that's just what people do nowadays, man. It's 2026, man. People weird out here, though.
This is a Natasha, currently popular in China. As you can see what people are doing to it online, the whole black baby doll trend is to stretch the toy, hit it, to abuse it, and do whatever you want to it.
She don't let the toy on the ground. Oh no, she left the little baby on the ground. Oh no. Grown ass girl buying toys and shit and she don't left it on the ground. How tragic. How does it symbolize anything besides her being irresponsible? I don't know.
And it's especially unnerving to watch because there's a study by Christopher Barton titled Playthings, Children's Radicalized Mechanical Banks and Toys, which found that racism and class-based oppression are taught to children through various cultural media, including toys and
true, but not necessarily the toy, because kids play with toys all the time and don't think twice or don't have any type of, any deeper thought about it. You feel me? Besides them just playing, having a good time and just using their imagination for whatever they're doing, you feel me? So it be the internet, bro. It be really and truly the internet. The internet's the damn devil, G. God.
Games. So if you give these toys to impressionable Chinese children, and the whole point of this toy,
gullible kids that got issues, okay, all right, cool, and that comes in all shapes and sizes,
is to beat it, to choke it, to hit it, and not to treat it like a human being. It's very likely.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pause it every 2 seconds, but hear me out.
Toy is to beat it,
okay,
to choke
first of all,
it, to hit it, and
they
not
doing
to
something
treat
nice.
it like a human.
Like, who the hell goes and grabs their camera because my son is throwing down a black doll? Like, who does that? Who really and truly? Who cares, man? That's what I'm saying, man. It don't necessarily be the doll. It don't even be the kid, because the kid probably like, oh, I don't want this doll toy. You feel what I'm saying? He a boy. He a boy, Damien. He a boy. So of course he don't be like, you don't want this crap. But it's the people that go and grab their cameras and want to make content that will potentially be, misunderstood, and that don't think about the consequences that, this might cause by putting this bullshit on the internet. They don't think about it because they got low IQ. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm not gonna blame the children. The children just being children. It's more or less of the adults than anything. But let's continue through the video.
Human being. It's very likely going to subconsciously influence what those children think about black people. But to understand how we got here,
yeah, I see how you're saying that, but man, hear me out, bro. Ain't nobody out here doing nothing to no black kids, bro. They scared of us. They scared of us. They scared of us, but they want us. If that makes sense. They want to be like us. They want to do things like us. They want to act like us. Want to dress like us. Want to not give a crap like us. We're the most coveted freaking race in the world, bar none, G. For real. Everybody want to be a black man, but don't nobody want to be a black man. Let's keep it going.
we have to understand how it even came about in the first place. Because it wasn't originally intended to be racist. It wasn't even a stress toy.
It was a stress toy? What? Huh? What? I didn't. If it's a stress toy, then okay, all right, cool. It's a stress toy. Let it fucking go, man. Okay, it's all right. The black one's a little cuter to abuse. Okay, all right. As far as the toy, okay, all right. I don't get it. It's a toy. Like, Go find you some loan division to do, or go pay your taxes or something. Shit, like who gives a fuck?
This was actually started by a content creator known as Cai Dabo Sharis, and the context of that video is that he is over 30 years old, and he made a video about constantly being pressured by his parents to get married and have children. He then held up one of these dolls and told his mum, "I already have a child."
Ah, got you, bitch. I already got a kid. Hey, you talking about? I already got one. That's what he said. I got one right here, little baby right here. I even bought her a little baby seat, bought her baby seat, bought her outfit and everything. And he probably used to take this shit around his mom to irritate the dog shit out of her ass. And it was rightfully so, because he said he don't want no kids, and that's what he stand by.
"This is my child. Her name is Natasha." Then when they were arguing,
look. In that other scene, his mom was ready to start complaining about that dog, boy. And look, check this out.
The doll, the mum threw it on the
look. She threw it on the ground immediately. So if you took a doll and threw it all because I come to you from time to time when you bug me about having kids, and you throw it on the floor, what makes you think I want to bring some real kids around you, lady? The fuck? You crazy? You got issues. They probably had my kids out here, goddamn flying around here like Dragon Ball Z characters and shit, throwing them into the wall. So no. Here's your doll. There you go, mama.
Ground, which led to the creator screaming the name Natasha, which is where the TikTok sound everyone used came from.
My name is Natasha.
So
I don't know why that's funny, bro. I have no idea why that's funny, but the way he was saying that shit, he looked like he was very devastated about that dog getting through on the floor. But at the same time, he kind of expected it because he had his camera up. So there you go.
initially, many people genuinely treated these dolls as their children, as a form
Okay, see, look, bro is stressed. G is stressed out. He like, oh man, ain't no freaking way these grandbabies out here getting this big, boy. Who feeding them, boy? Who feeding them? Like they eating my food, drinking my taki. They just all everywhere, bro. He is stressed out. Those bags got miles on them, bro. 300,000 on the dash. G, good lord.
silent protest to society for pushing them to have kids.
Look, bro, like, now you got all them damn babies and shit like that. I ain't got nothing but my little baby Natasha doll, and she looking cute in her public bathroom tissue paper. Don't hate, participate.
They gave them baths, dressed them up, put makeup on them, and pretty much just made cute videos. And
That girl was putting makeup on the doll. Hey man, whatever floats your boat, huh?
it wasn't just black dolls, it was both black and white ones.
See,
but after this
black
video
and white dolls, they were doing it to both dolls. So when did the problem start?
of Natasha going viral, things started to go
Because I'm trying to tell y'all, man, they love black folks, man. They love us. They want us. They want us. You understand? They love us. They love our dudes for obvious reasons. They love our women for obvious reasons. They love our music for obvious reasons. Because sometimes you want to bust a cap. Just saying, stop hating and start participating. Keep it moving.
in a bad direction. Among the dressing up videos, videos of people abusing, throwing, and mistreating the doll emerged. Because of how deplorable they were, those videos got more views and more attention. And so as people chased traffic and engagement, more and more creators started buying black baby dolls just to make shock content.
Look. It just took a couple of people looking at that's how influential we are, G. We got a baby doll named Natasha out here doing numbers, dude. For real. They want to be like us so bad. They want to not give a fuck like us so bad, bro. But they can't. Because they stink. And they lame. And they can't maintain the game. All that.
actually very controversial in China. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to undersell how problematic it is. But the mainstream public opinion is against this behavior in China as well. As most people believe that even if it's just a toy, it shouldn't be treated that way. Shortly after this trend being a thing, The social platforms have also said that they would strengthen moderation and ban this kind of content.
Right.
These days,
Because you don't want to be promoting negativity out here on the internet and shit like that. Because like I said, man, when it comes to stuff like that, there's a lot of gullible people out there, and they shit is hella influential to their little small little brains, and then next thing you know, they doing some strange things. So yeah, needs to be banned. Get it up out of there.
On Douyin, China's version of TikTok, most of the videos you'll find are criticism videos, not support videos.
True.
But unfortunately, this is not the only racist trend against black people on social media.
For real?
Earlier last year, there was a face filter on
believe
Douyin
you.
that essentially gave you an extreme version of blackface.
外国朋友 Mary 来我家做客。
So the audio was saying,
She must have a very light sense of humor. She might actually be a good person, because I didn't see why this was funny. I really truly don't. But that doesn't necessarily make her a negative person. Simple things might make her funny. You feel me? But which means that if that's how she thinks, then she might not have any type of negative animosity towards black people. Or none of that. She's just using a filter like everybody else does, and just having a good time, and getting a couple laughs out of it. So yeah, it's all about the context that people really post on videos and stuff like that is really makes the difference, make or break a situation. You feel me? Perception is everything.
我的外国朋友 Mary 来我家, which translates to my foreigner friend Mary came to my house. And essentially the point of the video is to film your Chinese friend and laugh because they suddenly turned into a black person. But it gets a lot worse, because go back to 2016 and this wasn't some teenager with a filter. It was an actual TV commercial. A detergent brand called Chobby ran an ad where a black man covered in paint flirts with a Chinese woman, and she responds by shoving a detergent container and stuffing him in the washing machine. He shrieks,
put that in the washing machine, boy. God damn, boy. That's why I used to think that happened to Michael Jackson. I repeat Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson music, but you feel me? That's my boy, man. But that's why I used to think that Michael Jackson, because they always said that he bleached his skin. So I was like, bleach, Clorox, washing machine. He bleached his skin. Don't put that shit on your skin. It's gonna turn you white, type deal. You feel me? So, but just like this commercial, I get what they're illustrating, and trust me, there's all types of ways this commercial could be, perceived. Like, say for instance, she might have put him in there, but she put him in there after they left the room. And then, you got the other guy and stuff like that, and all they doing is fucking googly and eyed at each other and shit like that. You feel me? She ain't got to do freaky shit with him. See, she got the XXX video outfit on too. They always wearing like little simple shit, a towel holder top and a pair of short shorts or something like that. You feel me? So I'm pretty sure she just did some goddamn something strange for a little piece of change. See, that's what I'm saying, man. You can perceive this situation any way you really and truly want to. So, it's all about how the internet put it out there, though, huh? Okay, all right. Let's go.
Escape, and she sits on the lid. A few seconds later, a clean, fair-skinned Asian man pops out, and she's delighted. And so the literal message of the ad is that being black is a stain you should wash off. And then the most disturbing trend.
And see, another thing is too, let me tell y'all something, man. And ain't nothing wrong with doing, self-care and all of this bullshit and everything. But let me tell you, shawty, a black man is a very strong individual, G. If that man has goals and he has, morals, and he has a direction of where he trying to go, there ain't nothing you can do to stop that man from doing that shit, G. Ain't no way, no freaking way possible. If he want to sell drugs, he gonna sell drugs, and he gonna be the best drug dealer. He gonna goddamn make all the goddamn money. Ain't gonna be no money on the block. He's so good at it. He gonna make sure he knock out the competitors. This is my block. You feel what I'm saying? I don't really see. It don't even. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure they probably do it in other cities and countries and all that bullshit. But see, it don't even be having to be a whole army of people. It could be 5 niggas that just dedicated on selling some dang on pot, and we finna make some money so we can feed our family, bitch. You watch my back, I got your back, and we good like that. Feel me type shit. No paperwork included. You feel me? But y'all wanna sit here and be pressing black people and get mad because we don't want nothing to do with some of y'all because y'all be trying to act entitled to certain situations. Like say for instance, and that ain't all Caucasian people. So hear me out, you know, because I got a lot of Caucasian friends. You know, there you go, a lot of Caucasian friends. But it's the fact that whenever it seems like some people have stayed in a certain area, they feel entitled. Like like for instance, I seen a video a couple days ago where this lady, she obviously stays at a community where they have a lake, right? They paid a whole bunch of money and they got a whole bunch of money out of you for this ticket, this pass, that pass, and you got to pay this board of authority, whatever the fucking case may be, to stay in your housing complex, whatever it is, however you getting raped to stay in your housing complex. That's what you're doing. You feel me? But they will stay in these places, get charged all this money, and then they feel super entitled. No, first of all, you the one that fucking got anally probed by the apartment complex. So that ain't got nothing to do with me. Should have took your ass down the damn street. Second of all because you paid a couple more dollars more than the next man, don't mean that you own the shit. You're renting the shit. So that means that whatever you do with it, you do it, and you don't need to go tell anybody how they're doing whatever they're doing. You're renting. It ain't yours. You feel me? And it was this video, like I said, this lady, she stayed in this housing community, and it was this young gentleman that was out there fishing. You feel me? And here she comes. Oh, you're not supposed to be here. First of all, mind your fucking business, because this planet really don't belong to any of our motherfucking asses. Don't belong to you. Don't belong to me. It belongs to that man upstairs. So don't know why y'all feel so entitled about doing shit like that, but you ain't doing nothing positive at all for yourself, because 9 times out of 10 y'all usually get your ass beat, and you know, it end up ending very, very badly for y'all, because y'all are not about the business. Not about what y'all be talking about. Y'all just be talking. You feel me? So just saying, man, mind your business, leave black folks alone, and everybody make it home. Let's get into it. Wild.
We're straight up just racist, like really racist.
Yeah.
我是黑鬼，是沙滴，耶！
Yeah, like what? Like who? Like there ain't nobody that seen this video and was like, "Hey, bro, you gonna take this shit down?" Like nobody that worked for the platform or nobody that seen it on, you know, social media or something like that. Ain't nobody caused any type of ruckus towards, you know, bringing this to the parents, you know, or any like this makes no fucking sense. I know that they have, you know, very slim options when it comes to, you know, putting them in schools and giving them opportunities out in other countries, but yeah, damn, not that, bro, not that. It can't be that, bro, because you really setting the other kids for the next generation up for failure. Couple damn shillings, damn dollars.
我就是大笨蛋。
And these Chinese vendors would also film
Yeah, that guy right there. If I catch him at Stone beating his ass, real.
我就是大笨蛋。
And these Chinese vendors would also film themselves scaring the children there, forcing them to wash their feet.
Oh, that baby was just sitting
These
right
Chinese
there, bro.
vendors would also film themselves scaring the children.
They're sitting there sleeping in the sand. Ain't nobody picked the baby up and took the baby in the house and put a blanket on the baby and put a pillow under his head and would clean his feet off and change his diaper and shit. Ain't nobody did none of that. Damn, bro.
Children there, forcing them to wash their feet and giving them massages. A BBC investigation called Racism for Sale blew the whole thing open. I recommend you checking it out. So you go down the ladder, a filter, a detergent ad, and finally real kids. And the through line is always the same.
Yeah.
Black people as a punchline. The Natasha doll didn't come out of nowhere. Racism against black people in China has been around for a long time.
感觉 Natasha 不搞笑，因为 Natasha 有点像种族歧视。其实，如果你们看见有人虐待黄
But the thing is, it wouldn't really matter if it wasn't put on the internet. Like I said, man, nobody cares about what you do in your spare time, dog, because we all have our little tics and fetishes and all that good jazz, you know, like smoking cigarettes or playing video games. And some might have different opinions about those type of things. But at the same time, that doesn't make them bad. It just makes them misunderstood.
色皮肤的小娃娃呢？如果你们在外网看到有很多人虐待黄色皮肤的小娃娃，因此为乐，而且还是很大规模的，你们会觉得搞笑吗？ 例如像这样。所以说，感觉这种娱乐。
That picture that she showed me of that boy, it looked like he might be ChatGPT, because that ain't no way that boy was that damn excited about pulling the face on a damn toy. You need some damn help, son. Whoever that boy was, if that was a real boy, yeah, he really and truly needs some damn help. But if y'all remember, back in the 90s, we used to have a toy that was similar to that. That was like the little wrestling stretching toys, and it came out with like a Kane one and Sting and Stone Cold Steve Austin and shit like that. You feel me? And this is way before social media became a thing and shit. So, but yeah, man, I'm pretty sure a lot of people was doing a lot of nefarious shit with that dang on toy. Probably filling it up with water. I know, because I wanted to do it at one period in time. Because I was like, oh, it feels like it got like beads in it and shit like that. I just want to see how big it was gonna get, because that texture seemed like it was super strong. But anyway, but yeah, it really and truly don't become an issue until you put it on the internet, and then people can put these negative outlooks on it and put all these weird comments on it to try to draw attention and draw reaction and stuff like that. Is when it becomes a bigger issue. So yeah, man, it ain't the toys themselves, bro. It be the people that be playing with the toys, and 9 times out of 10 they be those weird ones, the ones that don't have the elevators that go all the way up. So I'm good, bro. Got a couple of those too. Got a couple of those too.
例如像这样。
Look at that boy.
所以说，感觉这种娱乐化
got issues, G.
不是很搞笑。
There's nothing
But what I
about
found
pulling
is
the
that
face on a damn toy is that damn exciting. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
If there's one thing that's changed that's somewhat optimistic, it's that the older stuff often got more outrage from foreigners than from inside China, whereas the doll is getting genuine pushback from Chinese people themselves, which at least shows the country is moving in a more positive direction. However, despite the backlash from within, the effect of these trends is still really awful, because these types of videos and trends ultimately lead to the dehumanization of black people in Chinese society.
I feel you, but ain't nobody dehumanizing no dang on black person in 2026. You understand me? We are going to be heard. We are heard from the rooftops. We are heard from the hoods. We are heard from Hollywood. It don't even matter, bro. You can't stop us, dog. We are a freaking unstoppable entity as a whole. So either you can ascend the situation, or you can, get pushed out of the fucking way. Either way, bro, we're not going nowhere, G. So you might as well go ahead and get comfortable.
为什么？黑人为什么是坏人呢？黑人是我们的朋友，你懂不懂？黑人是我们黄种人的朋友，懂不懂？
但是虽然也是有坏的，就像我们黄种人一样，每个人种都有好坏的。
Meet Beautiful AI, a faster way to build presentations for work that impress. Without a design.
And parents are starting to notice how harmful this trend really is on children, and are having to re-educate them. Chinese state media, which acts as a mouthpiece for the government, even
see, another thing is too, that's why I say when it comes to the internet, man, don't pay attention to a lot of shit on the internet, because the dude now, and I seen that the dude was like telling his kid, be positive, black people are equal, they're good people, treat everybody the way you want to be treated and all that good jazz, but at the same token, he could literally go right behind that and be like, oh, I'm just playing, I'm just doing this for content and everything. So, but for real, it really truly hate people, hate black people suck. He could be saying something like that type shit, you feel me? So I get it, but when you start looking deeper into the situation, like, why did you even have to feel like you even did that? You need to do that. Like, I don't get that. I really truly don't get that. Let's go.
out with this just goes back to the Christopher Barton research I mentioned earlier in the video. You have every right to feel angry. Now, even if it's a small minority, why does this sort of racism towards black people even happen? Typically, on the ground.
Because folks are haters, man. They're haters. They don't like what we do because we're unapologetic. We do not give a fuck about anybody's opinion whenever we do shit. So, they feel like we're just being selfish, we're being barbaric and all of that bullshit when it's really not that. It's really all of the years of being oppressed and people saying negative shit about us. It's our demonstration of showing people we don't give a fuck and we don't got to take that shit. You feel what I'm saying? We don't gotta take it. We don't give a damn. We don't give a damn about people's opinion. We're gonna live our lives. We're gonna support our families. We're gonna do what the fuck we want to do and what makes us happy. Shit.
you see racism in China more so directed towards Southeast Asians and other ethnic groups within China, as those are the types of people the Han Chinese would more often regularly interact with. For example, the most common reason why white Americans are racist towards black people is because at some point in their life, they state they had a negative experience with a member of the black community. No one is born a racist.
Yeah.
Like, these are just the facts.
That makes perfect sense. But see, I've had plenty of negative negative experience with Caucasian people. I love my Caucasian people for how they are accordingly. You know, if you're an asshole, I'm gonna treat you like an asshole. But if you're a nice person, you know, you might be able to get a cigarette out of me from time to time. So, how it is.
It's really strange to see that there are people in China who are so obsessed with black people despite never having interacted with them before.
Yeah.
Looking into this, I found 3 main reasons. But before we continue, a quick word from today's sponsor, Incogni. Now, someone I hate interacting with, but am forced to on a regular basis, are scam callers. Chances are they got your number from a data leak or data broker. Anytime you provide your name, phone number, even your social security number, that personal information can be scrapped. OpenCogni can assist those to targets with your whole in the description back guarantee country. Racism tends to track with ignorance. A big part of China is still undereducated in a very specific way.
Yep.
Look, don't get me wrong, the STEM side is genuinely world class. Their math and science education is, in my opinion, the best in the world. But the humanities and social sciences, a few top universities run fairly solid programs, but in most high schools and local colleges, this stuff is in the Stone Age. Empirical political science, sociology, human geography are either absent or barely touched. There's history, but the content is heavily filtered. A huge chunk of the textbook exists just to glorify the Communist Party of China. So you end up with students trained in everything except how to understand people and societies. And a lot of them don't just lack social sciences, they look down on it. You'll meet people who genuinely think political science is a pseudoscience because the data isn't as clean as a chemistry experiment. That's for a whole other video though. But the short version is, not holistically understanding how the human world works is always a big driver of racism. The second reason is money, specifically the borderline worship of it. China literally has a god of wealth, Taishan. Plenty of cultures have wealth deities, but I can't think of many that are this actively broadly worshipped in everyday life.
True.
Buddhists
I've seen that little cat on little pamphlets at the gas station whenever I'm going and finding my gummy bears and my Sprites. So yeah, I'm familiar with that. I think he on those little books with all them lucky numbers on it and shit, and those lucky statements and stuff like that. Yeah, I think he's on those too.
Taoists, paganists, even self-described atheists will all pay their respects to Taishan in some form. There is no family dinner or friend gathering in China where money doesn't come up. So naturally, race gets folded into that same value system. In China, they see white people have more money. Therefore, they must be a higher race. And that's exactly how it bleeds into attitudes towards black people. Race becomes a shortcut for guessing who's worth something and who isn't. A lot of the disrespect just comes down to not seeing a fat wallet. It's why Chinese crowds will still lose their mind when someone like Speed or Kanye or the NBA team shows up. Half the time, racism in China is just classism wearing a different mask. Speaking of Kanye, Chinese people love rap music, but when the majority of popular rap songs talk about committing crimes and glorifying degenerate behavior, and then you even have lyrics to YG's famous 2014 song, Meet the Flockers, being literally a step-by-step tutorial on how to rob Chinese neighborhoods. How do you think that makes Chinese people, who have never met a black person in their life, perceive them? Because I know, looking on Chinese social media, you have people questioning America's form of free speech, asking why tutorials on how to commit racial crimes against Chinese people is available, as long as it's in the form of a song. And even if it doesn't happen that often, these Chinese people who have their homes robbed, they still have family back in China. Aside from the police, who do you think is the first person they're going to call? Probably someone in their family in China. And then they will tell their friends, and those friends will tell their family, and so on. And the story of black people being a danger to the Chinese community spreads. And then the only other time Chinese see black people is on movies and TV shows, which historically speaking has not been greatly portrayed. And then the news, which, let's be real, it's the news, so chances are it's not going to be positive regardless of race. But the cases of Ma Yaopan and Michelle Gao, just to name a few, Chinese people in America killed by black people, was huge in China. And yes, I do want to acknowledge that hate crimes committed towards Asians in America are done primarily by white folk. However, according to the research papers, are black offenders disproportionately victimizing Asian Americans, and racial structural conditions and anti-Asian hate crimes, and is backed up by FBI's own statistics. Despite being 13% of the population, they commit almost 30% of all hate crimes against Asians in the United States. And so this is likely the reason why it's so sensationalized in the news. And to give you a better example, it kind of reminds me of how we treat sharks. You've probably heard before that cows kill more people than sharks. And that's true. Sharks kill around 5 people a year.
That's some shit I did not know. I did not know cows kill more people than dang on sharks. But at the same time, you'll never know until you open up a book, bro. You never know. Cows out here taking people out the damn game like it's Fortnite. Okay. G shit.
Cows kill almost 5 times that amount. Sharks are actually very docile creatures. Additionally, humans aren't even in their diet. They aren't our predators. But because of the media like Jaws and Sharknado, which are just like massive pieces of anti-shark propaganda, we grow up believing that sharks are something to be feared. And that's just because most people haven't actually swam.
Which I get, which I understand. But nigga, sharks are dangerous. Sharks have teeth. Sharks do bite people. And you will get sent to the upper room if you are not careful around a shark. Man, please. I ain't finna be going around petting everything on the fucking head and putting a damn flower in every damn thing. Ew, man, fuck that shit.
Or let alone interacted with sharks before. Now, speaking as someone who actually has, because you can literally do it at the aquarium here in Australia, it's actually very chill. And going back to my initial point.
If I found me an opportunity to swim with sharks, I probably would, in a very controlled environment. Of course, you know, controlled animals are going to be chill. They're domesticated. That's why there's a word called domesticated. Then domesticated, non-domesticated. You feel what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna be chill, but get your ass out there in the freaking Arctic Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean trying to do that goddamn Finding Nemo shit. I promise you, your ass is gonna be on National Geographic on the next episode. Swear to God, season 44 gazillion, because you know there's so many of them. But you get what I'm saying. Let's continue.
China is a very isolated country in the sense that it's very race homogenous. Sure, there's a bunch of ethnic groups like Uyghurs, Dai, and Manchus, but 91.5% are Han Chinese. And according to the professor of Africa-China Studies, Adams Bottomore, there is only 500,000 black people living in China, with almost all residing in Guangzhou. That's around 0.035% of a population of 1.4 billion. So when most people in China haven't...
I didn't even know it was that many people that stayed in China that were black. That's crazy. A lot of people.
Met an actual black person before and only know them via negative portrayals of media.
True.
It's only natural that they don't understand the average black person is not some street thug who wants to rob Chinese people's homes. But how are black people actually treated in China? Now, I could cite research papers and laws which say they are treated fine and that actual hate crimes is practically non-existent in China. But that wouldn't be actual lived experience of a black person, which is totally fair. And not to be that, but I have a black friend guy.
Yeah,
but I do and I actually went to China with him earlier this year, so I thought I'd get him on.
Oh man, which is cool. You know what I mean? He's basically bringing light to this whole entire situation with his dog. So of course we can't give him too much traffic about this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But he did say that he had a black friend. You feel me? Which means that he support black people. You know, you gotta have at least one. Even if you were a supporter of black people, if you didn't even have any black friends, then of course you're still gonna be shunned on. You feel what I'm saying, man? But let your boy know what you think in the comments, man. Down below, man. I appreciate you guys for coming in and having a good time, you know, watching the video and stuff like that, man. But like I said, man, leave your comments in the bottom of the video, dog. Until next time, man. Peace out and have a blessed day, bro. And I know that he wasn't trying to, you know, be racist or, you know, have, you know, a little token moment going on. But, you know, you can't necessarily support black people without having at least 1 or 2 black friends, man. That would be weird, right? You know, you have all their support for a race and you don't even have any black friends. All right, man. But go ahead and leave your comments down below, man. I thank you guys for watching the video, man. Until next time, man. Peace out. Have a blessed day, man. Stay blessed, though.